Okay, so for number 1, we have x squared plus 6x plus 8. We're factoring, which means we're trying to break it into 2 different parts. For this one, I can start by just getting out the pieces that I need. So x squared plus 6x, there's 6x, and then I need 8 little 1s. So let's see if I can get those out. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, now for factoring, well, the goal is to break it into 2 parts to see what we can multiply together to get this polynomial. And the way that we can do that is by taking these pieces and rearranging them into a rectangle where we have some of the x's on the side, some of them on the bottom, and then we want to use each of these pieces and have no empty space. So as you can see, if I move 2 of the x's that were over here down to the bottom, now I have used all of the pieces, and I have a rectangle that has no empty space. So here would be kind of like the box that we would have for our factoring. I have a box where in the top left I have x squared. In the top right I have 4 x's, so that would be 4x. In the bottom left I have 2 x's, so that would be 2x. And here in the bottom right corner I have 8. Earlier in the year we would have said we're going to look at what these 2 columns have in common, and that finding their greatest common factor, that would give us the factor. When we have these tiles arranged in this rectangle like this, we can measure how long it is across the top and how long it is height-wise. So if we see this x squared, the blue piece, is 1x long. It's 1 green piece long. Each of these x's, each of those green ones, are a 1 tile long. So I can put a 1 piece on each of those. And as you can see, if I put 1 of the x pieces and then 4 of the 1s, it is the same length as it is across the top here. So if I have an x above this x squared piece, and then I have 4 1s above the 4 x's, x and 4, that is the first factor, x plus 4. Let's move this down a little bit. This would be x plus 4 would be the first factor. Now we're going to do the same thing for measuring the side. The x has the same height or the same length this way as the x squared, so the green piece is the same as the blue piece as far as this length goes. And then for the x's, once again we can put 1s, and so on this side we need 1x into 2 1s. This would be an x into 2, which gives us the factor x plus 2. And here are my 2 factors, x plus 4 and x plus 2. These x plus 4 and x plus 2, these are the 2 things that I could multiply together to get what's on the inside. Remember earlier we would start with these on the outside and we'd fill it in this space. Now we're starting with the inside and we're trying to find what would go on the outside.